She was living in a single room with 3 other individuals. One of them was a male, and the other 2, well, the other 2 were females. God only knows what they were up to in there. And furthermore, Susan, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to learn that all 4 of them habitually smoke marijuana cigarettes. Reefers.
Rolling around, sitting on doves, counting my hours high on shrubs, cooling in my Escalade. Man, I'm paid, I got it made. Take me to your special place. Close your eyes, show me your face. I'm gonna piss on it. Lovers wanna love, I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you. Yes, I do. I'll piss on you. I'll pee on you. Said your body is a porta potty, and my pee got kicked. Like a North Carolina. I'm gonna pee on you. Drip, drip, drip. Pee on you. All on you. It's on you. It's on you. You never feel quite the same when you get a whiff of my Hershey stains. I wanna poop on you too. I want to pee in your food. Only thing to make my life complete is when I turn your face to a toilet seat. I want to pee on you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'll pee on you. I'll piss on you. Haters wanna hate. Lovers wanna love. I don't even want none of the above. I want to piss on you. Yes, I do. I'll piss on you. I'll pee on you. Won't you braid my hair?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to In the Rotation, episode 10, Pissing in Your Purse. Another custom intro. I love it.
I love Dave Chappelle, and that first season's legendary.
Dude, that
fucking legendary.
The first episode of Chappelle's Show might be the funniest half an hour of television ever, with Clayton Bigsby and
all of it,
Pop Copy, and oh man, all of it.
Way ahead of his time, and then
boom, he was insane.
Turned into a nightmare. So we got an action-packed show today.
Yeah, we got all kinds of guests. We will have Shin to Chin, the MMA report with Joe Tippett, our friend Lockport Joe. He will stop in. There's all kinds of MMA news to talk about. We will also hear from Corporal Robinson because Corp equals ratings.
He's 3,000 plus hits on our first show we had with him.
Yeah, so Corporal Robinson will be here to check in. Apparently, he's actually under the weather.
Coming out of the hospital with more cancer. So I guess we'll have to get to the bottom of that.
Yes, we'll get to the bottom of that, and then we will also confront him with Rude Boy's interview where... he talks a lot of shit about Corp.
And to all you motherfuckers that said we were soft on him, we're gonna bring the interview that wasn't so soft on him and get his answer. So, when you're hosting a show and you have guests on, to maintain those guests, you have to keep a certain level of sanity. To just attack people or to just come at them, you won't get a lot out of them, especially a guy like Corp. All they have to do is just hang the phone up, And so for us, I thought we had a good interview with him, but there are some that didn't think so. So call in.
We asked the questions.
Yeah,
That's
we asked
the thing,
the questions.
Man. Go back and listen. We asked all the questions.
Yeah, when you ask the questions and then the guy gives you an answer, and what am I supposed to say?
You're lying?
You're lying. Tell me again. Because when he just says, no, that doesn't happen, and then I say, well, what happened? Nothing. What do you really have? It's very hard to go off of. So
it's silly. So we'll get to the bottom of that. He'll get to hear Rude Boy's words and respond directly to them.
We also have the reason why the episode is named "Pissing in Your Purse."
Yes, we will get into that. We'll go back in time, back to the Blog Talk days. We'll go back in time for a bit there. We'll go. That whole story is too tremendous not to bring to this.
It's epic.
To this story. So I understand you have a green hit.
I do have a green hit. And I'm also going to bring in our resident atheist, Captain Atheist, in a second to give his point. This is a tag team green hit, if you will.
Oh, wow.
First time ever.
All right.
You know me, I'm the master of tag team wrestling.
Yes. So you might as well have a tag team green hit.
Sometimes I need a tag team. So I don't know, I'm not a sports person, but this came through TMZ. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how if it happens to a sports person and it's something of hilarity of sorts, I get it through TMZ, okay?
Gotcha.
So Tim Tebow yesterday announced that here, I'm just going to read the whole thing instead of giving I'll give my point after I read it. Tim Tebow just pointed out a very devilish fact. Tonight's NFL matchup is the 666th episode of Monday Night Football. And it just so happens Tim Tebow's team is playing in the game as the New York Jets prepare to battle with the Houston Texans. Tebow just tweeted, "Looking forward to giving God all his glory tonight in the 666th episode of Monday Night Football." Romans 8:37-39. Before you head to Google, here's the Bible quote Tim's referencing. "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who we loved. For I am convinced that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor demons, neither the present, nor the future, nor any powers, neither height, nor depth, nor anything else in its creation will be able to separate us from the love of God, Christ Jesus our Lord." We called the devil for a comment, but he was too busy preparing for the TMZ Live. TMZ's great that way.
Right.
And the reason why I'm going to bring in my tag team partner here, I need someone to laugh at this with. Not that you and I can't laugh at it, but I think he always spins it a little better. So,
sure.
Captain Atheist, are you out there?
I'm absolutely here, man. You guys hear me?
Yes. I don't know. Did you hear this at all, or is this news to you?
It's. I saw this it's weird. I saw that this morning, and I was wondering if you guys were gonna. But you got me stuck on Corp. But I think I'm going to stay here today. I know Corp. I guess you guys know. But anyway, wow, what an idiot! I mean,
yeah, and then the news coming out of it is that Tim Tebow's team lost.
So God did not help Tim Tebow.
God either has forsaken him. Or, of course, God does not exist, nor give a shit about football, let alone anything else.
Right. I mean, there's multiple, reasons and stuff. But you would think a guy who's so, I mean, he's basically like the sports spokesperson for Jesus. So, if anybody was going to get over with some prayers, in any night of the ever would have been last night in this 666 game. I mean, the spark of the devil. I mean, you think this would have been the night, God's probably never going to come back, as they say.
Right.
But this would have been a great night for Tim Tebow to reign supreme, not only for the idea of winning, but the idea that it would have been a news story for the next week. How he's somewhat,
I thought God was Vince Lombardi and he died. I don't know.
That could be too.
No, here's what God didn't take into account. God didn't take into account the fact that the Jets fucking suck, and the Houston Texans are one of the best teams in the NFL. Yeah. So he couldn't really do anything on that. He could have
put Jesus in his quarterback, and there wasn't anything happening, man. Guy Lafleur is closer to God than this guy.
That's right.
I see
Patrick
the
Waugh,
Canadians
actually.
How dare you? I'm a Flyers fan.
I have a Bobby Clark jersey too, so no offense. I have a Bobby Clark.
And by the way, I must say before we go on with flaming this whole concept of God in sports, which I saw. There's a great movie on Netflix you can watch called Selling God. And I think they were making a reference to that the other day of like all the things that God does, including, he's responsible for giving people Academy Awards and Emmys because how every time, I mean, look, this isn't racist, but I mean, you ever notice like almost every single performer in any form of entertainment, including sports, every time something happens, we got to have 5 minutes of someone spew, praise be to God and Jesus and all this other shit. It's like, man, are you kidding me? Seriously, Jesus has nothing. How could Jesus have something to do with the big business known as sports? I mean, let alone the National Football League. I mean, there's a den of, sinless, selfless people running the NFL. You know what I mean? It's all about happiness and balance and spirituality and God, right? Not big business and billions of dollars of profits. And I mean,
right.
Where do you even begin to start with the NFL? But the selling of God now in sports is a wonderful thing. It's just one more place we've got to listen to this crap.
Absolutely,
people spewing it. I mean, it's nonsensical. He couldn't have won if they brought back the Four Horsemen and I don't know. Bob Hayes, the fastest man alive, couldn't have helped that. New York Jets do suck. Hey,
Billy Graham. So you actually have a show that comes on
Who's
Thursday.
Billy Graham?
You know who you are, Captain Atheist. We have you on here on our network here on Thursdays. Last week was your first show, and now this Thursday at 1 p.m. Chicago time, or 11 o'clock West Coast time, or 2 p.m. East Coast time. You can listen to the one and only Captain Atheist. What do you have lined up for this Thursday?
What we have lined up is hopefully our streaming of music and sound bites corrected from last week. It's very tough to scrap your plan at the last minute, talk all the way. But this week, what we are doing. It's Captain Atheist versus the League of Extraordinary greedy televangelists, people making money, you know what I mean, off of selling a God. So we're going to cover the whole crew of them from the other Billy Graham, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, Jimmy Swaggart, Robert Tilton, the Crouches, Jerry Falwell, Jimmy Swaggart. All of them are going to be getting the business this week, and we're still going to hopefully have some metal music and some sound bites from people like George Carlin, Bill Maher, Christopher Hitchens, and hopefully we're going to get it on track this week the way we'd like to have it. Got a good response for very little people knowing about the show already, so I was really happy about that.
Excellent.
And I definitely want to stay here and listen to this stuff about Corp because I'm completely out of the loop on what's going on. So if you see me buzzing to call back in, I might have something.
We can only take one call at a time. So if we took your call, we'd hang up on Corp.
But nevertheless, keep listening in, and we'll be listening in this Thursday afternoon for the Captain Atheist Episode 2, Televangelists. Captain Atheist, thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys. I'll be listening, man.
All right, buddy. So there he is, Captain Atheist, for tag teaming with your green hit. And that's the best part about him. He just talks and talks and talks. He's awesome.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot to say. That's why tune in this Thursday. Televangelist, he's going to stay on topic, and when he sits there and has a lot to say, he kind of can bounce around a lot. But when he stays in one topic, I think it's going to be a very interesting listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now on the repack.
On the repack, what do I have on the repack? Oh, the Hulk Hogan stuff that came out today. Finally, that whole the sex tape. You sent me that link earlier this week, and everything was like it was obvious that was Bubba's voice at the beginning, and now finally today, I think today's the first time he actually has admitted it. Right? I mean, this is the first time it's been confirmed.
I don't listen to Bubba anymore because I'm not up when he's on.
Right.
I just don't ever get a chance to listen. So I would assume it has to be because I there would be a report like Bubba claims this or Bubba claims that. But his wife did come out like the same day that video dropped. And she did make a statement that she's ashamed that it came out and she didn't want this to come out and yada, yada, we. But someone now let's look at this. How many, and I don't mean to take a green hand. I have a lot of questions.
I brought it up because I want to talk about it.
Really, there's only so many people that could have released this tape. Mm-hmm. Right? I don't think Hogan released it. No. I just don't think he did. Now, did he have an Iggy on the... I think if there was money being made, like if this tape was sold or it does get sold, that Hogan has something to do with it. Because Hogan doesn't get out of bed unless there's $1, which I don't blame him.
Right.
The other end is Bubba. But Bubba looks like kind of like a fool. So I don't know why he'd want it released.
Right, because he looks like the biggest mark ever.
Well, but he's described it before where they do fuck other chicks together. So if they have an open relationship or they swing and swip and swap, which is a much bigger world than we even realize exists out there, it isn't really that big of a deal, especially around his circle of friends. If his circle of friends know him as a swinger, it really isn't that big of a deal.
It still is. No, I'm sorry, man.
It's not
sorry.
Though,
it is a big deal.
It's not though.
You're cool that your friends are cool that you still are not normal. That's not a normal.
You don't think swinging is normal?
I don't think that's a normal way of thinking. No.
Now, I'm not. I've been in the swinging world multiple times, and I think it's fine. I think it's cool. I think sex is sex. If you look at sex as an emotional thing only, then you're bound for something later on down the road. I don't know. But if you look at sex as just fucking, and it's just fucking, it's just fucking.
But then why are you in a relationship?
Relationship isn't just about sex. Relationship is about a commitment. It's about a buddy. It's about someone that you're around and creating a world with.
I think I can't wrap my head around being okay with my buddy fucking my girlfriend or my
and that's
wife.
fine, but that's just you. But to say that it's not normal,
it's not normal.
I'll show you sites that you can go to.
I'm sure I could show you sites where people fuck donkeys.
No,
that's not normal either.
But the point of it is, it's a much bigger community of people that do this. There's shows on Showtime that you can watch all day long that people that this is a lifestyle.
But NAMBLA is a very large community too. That doesn't make it right.
No. You're comparing pedophilism to adult swinging. That's not the same thing. It's like comparing gay guys to pedophiles.
It's fucking weird.
To you, it's weird.
Right.
But I fucked a guy's wife in front of him while he was fucking my girlfriend, and no one cared.
Right.
So
okay, that's great.
It doesn't matter.
That's still weird.
To you.
To most anybody.
No, not most anybody. Right. To you.
No, dude. Let's be honest. He wanted Hulk Hogan to fuck his wife.
This is what I'm saying. We don't know. It could have been any one of his buddies, and that's the one they recorded and released because that's his most famous friend.
Right.
So, it's not only Hulk Hogan. I'm sure multiple people have fucked Heather. What I have questions about is that they later got a divorce, and the rumor going around the rumor mill was that she cheated on him with a guy. So that's why I want to know what what's what. There's a lot of questions right now going on, and I'm sure, and I'm kind of bummed I don't listen to Bubba because I'd like to hear, you know